welcome back to Yoga with Kaz. Today's class is all about building upper body strength and mobility. Perfect for building strength for arm balances or just keeping your upper back and shoulders feeling strong and open. This is a mixed level practice. You don't necessarily need any props today, but if you do have a wall nearby and you want to try an arm balance, there's an option for you to do that today. You don't have to, it's just an option. We're going to start in child's pose, so just finding your way to the back of the mat. Let's take a nice grounding pose just to start off the practice. So take the knees out a little bit wider, draw the toes together, push your bottom back, and let's just start to close down onto the mats. Take an inhale through the nose and an audible exhale out of the mouth. And again, inhale, exhale, and again, inhale, exhale, keep that breath flowing for a couple more breaths as we bring ourselves to this present moment. And taking this opportunity just to switch off from the outside world. And let's take one more breath. And if your eyes are closed, gently blink them open. And just reach the fingers forward that little bit more. Take the elbows off the ground. And you have the option to come up onto the fingertips here. Just stretching into the shoulders. Take an inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Bring the palms back down to the floor if you have them up. Now tuck your chin to your chest and just start to round into your back. Pull yourself up to a tabletop. Walk your knees in to hip distance. And walk your hands so they're underneath your shoulders. Let's drop the belly down, arch into the spine. Lift the chest and the gaze and the tailbone up. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, start to round the back. Draw your chin towards your chest and your tailbone down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, round. Again, inhale. Exhale. Now let's come back to a neutral spine. And then let's take our thread the needle. So push down into the right hand. Draw the left hand up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Really open up the chest. Follow with your gaze. And then as we exhale, we draw that left arm underneath the right arm. Draw your left shoulder down towards the ground. Your right hand can then walk forward. Maybe that feels nice and you just hang out here. Or you can take that arm up to the sky, round to your lower back or towards your left hip crease. If you're going for the twist, then try to rotate your elbow up to the sky. Let's hold for a couple of breaths. Let's take one more breath. And take the right hand back down to the floor. Push into the right hand and draw the left hand back through. Place the left hand onto the ground. Let's take an inhale, right arm comes up. And exhale as we thread underneath the left arm, draw the right shoulder towards the ground. Your left hand can either walk forward, maybe this feels good, you hang out here, or you can take it to the sky and draw it round to your right hip crease, or place it on your lower back if that feels too far away. And let's hold for a couple of breaths. Let's take one more breath. Now draw your left hand back down to the floor. Push into your left hand and draw the right hand back through. Come back to your tabletop. And then just walk the hands forward. Try to keep the elbows off the ground. And then just draw your forehead towards the mat. And take this nice opening through the shoulders, trying to reach the fingers as far forward as you can. Maybe you come up onto the fingertips. Keep pushing your hips back so they're over the knees. Let's hold for a couple of breaths. Let's take one more breath. And then lower the hands back down and just start to push into the hands and ease yourselves up to a tabletop. Okay, so now we're going to take our plank. So you have the option to keep the knees down, or you can take the knees off if you feel confident in your plank. So if we're going for the knees down variation, you're going to keep the knees down, but just walk them back slightly and then push the shoulders so they're aligned with your wrists. So your shoulders are sitting over the top of the wrists there. If you're going for the full plank, you're going to tuck the toes and lift the knees off. We're going to hold into our plank, so really engage into the quads, engage into the glutes, the inner thighs, so drawing the inner thighs together. Now round slightly into your back and draw your tummy in. Lots of things happening here in your plank. So take a breath, inhale, and exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. And draw your knees back down if you have them up, just for a moment of rest. And then take the feet out a little bit wider. This will just help you to hold the balance. So we're going to take the knees back up or keep the knees down. Lift the knees off if you are. And we're going to take our shoulder taps. So again, engaging all the correct muscles, drawing your tummy in, slightly rounding into your back. And then we kind of take off the left hand and bring it to the right shoulder. Then we draw it back down. We try not to rock too much from side to side. You will rock slightly. Take the right hand off, draw it to the left shoulder. We'll go for 8 more. 1, 2. Drop the knees down if you need to. 3, 4. Try to keep the body as still as you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Drop the knees back down. And let's sit back into a child's pose. Take a breath. And then come back up to to tabletop. And now let's lower the forearms onto the ground. And then just slide your tummy down to the floor. Coming into this Sphinx pose, untuck your toes, reach the toes back. Now push your hands into the floor and the forearms. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Engage the back, pull the shoulders down and lift your chin slightly. Let's hold for a couple of breaths. Now without moving the body, we're just going to draw the chin towards the chest. And then take it back up. And back down. Nice and slow and controlled. And then back up. One more. And back up. And then lower your hands down to the tops of the ribs. Push into the palms of the hands, draw the elbows in, push up into a cobra. And then all the way back to your tabletop and back to a child's pose. Take 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And come all the way back to a tabletop. Let's tuck the toes and come up into a downward dog. Just take a little bit of movement here. Maybe push one heel down at a time. Sway the hips from side to side. Just look under one armpit and the other. This will help to open up the shoulders a little bit more. Now push down through both the heels. Don't worry if your legs don't straight. You can have a slight bend in the knees here. And don't worry if your heels don't reach the ground. Take an inhale. And open the mouth, an audible exhale. Push down into the left foot and draw the right foot up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Inhale. As we exhale, we draw that knee into our chest. So we take it towards our right elbow. Come high into your plank. Hold. Inhale takes it back up. Exhale, we draw it into our chest in the center. Inhale comes back up. Exhale, we take it to the left elbow. Twist the body. Inhale takes it back up. And then exhale, we take it back down to our downward dog. Roll to a plank. Knees down or knees up. Inhale. Exhale, lower down with control. Elbows in. Roll over the toes. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take an inhale. Open the mouth and an audible exhale. Now push down into the right foot. Lift the left foot up. 3-legged dog. Inhale. As we exhale, we draw that knee into our chest and take it to the left elbow. Inhale takes it back up. Exhale, we take it to the center and we hold. Inhale takes it back up. And exhale, we cross the body, draw it to the right elbow. Take it back to your downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, roll to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down with control. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And And exhale, downward dog. Take an inhale and an audible exhale. Lower the knees down and come back to your tabletop. Now let's just walk the hands forward a little bit and then lower the forearms down to the ground. So just taking this forearm plank, we have our knees down, so just walk the knees back slightly and just make sure your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders there. You can keep the toes tucked and we'll hold. If you want to make this more intense, you can lift the knees off and come into a full forearm plank. We'll take a couple of breaths. Engage all the correct muscles again. Draw the tummy in, slightly round into your back. Let's take a couple of breaths. And then lower the knees down and push back to a child's pose. Take a rest here. Okay, so coming back up, we're now feeling a little bit warmer through the upper body, and we have the option now to go into Dolphin. So you can modify with Dolphin. You can always keep your legs bent. This will help you to come into the pose and just try and build up the strength from there. So I'll show you with the legs bent. We bring our forearms back down, hands placed out in front. Now, depending on your shoulders, you can have the hands closer together, you can have the hands further apart, or you can have them in the center. So maybe start in the center, and if it feels off on your shoulders, just move them round accordingly. Okay, so push down into the forearms, walk the knees back slightly, and then tuck the toes and lift the hips up. So we've got this bent knee, so we're just gently lifting the knees, so we're not taking them too high. And then your gaze wants to look underneath the arms, so back towards the knees. And we'll just hold here. If this is cool for you and you want to take it a little bit further, you can also walk the feet in a little bit more. And if you are comfortable in your Dolphin, you can start to straighten the legs, pushing the heels down, maybe one at a time, just easing into your Dolphin, whatever feels good to you. Wherever you're at, we'll hold for a couple of breaths. Let's take one more breath. And then carefully lower the knees down and draw yourselves up onto your knees. Just take a rest. Okay, so we have the option now to go back into Dolphin. If your legs were bent, maybe you could try extending the legs and straightening them a little bit more, or walking your feet in a little bit closer. If you're working on forearm stand, this is your option now. So if you do want to go close to a wall, just so you've got a bit of support behind you. Okay, so just make sure when you bring your elbows down, if you're going into forearm stand, just make sure your elbows are at the correct distance. So you can do that by just bringing your hands around the elbows there. Place the elbows down onto the ground and then place the hands out in front. So again, find your alignment with your hands. Now we're going into Dolphin. We're just going to tuck the toes and we're going to gently lift the hips up. So again, we can stay here. This is cool. Maybe we can start to work the feet in a little bit more, straighten the legs a little bit more. And if you want to go for a forearm stand, you could start by taking one foot up to the sky and then lower that foot down and take it to the other side and just work on that rotation of taking the leg up. If you want to go all the way up, you can take one leg up, use the other leg as a little bit of a spring, And then ease yourself up. Take your time. You can keep the other leg bent. And then you can work on drawing them both up. Draw the toes together. Draw the inner thighs together and squeeze everything in. And breathe. When you're ready to come out, lower one foot down, take the other one down, lower the knees, and come back to a child's pose. Let's take a couple of breaths. Okay, when you're ready, ease yourselves up and then just swing both legs out in front. Now bend the left leg, take it over the top of the right. You can hug that knee in with your right arm. Take an inhale, left arm comes up, and exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. Take a couple of breaths, start to slow down. Let's take one more breath and then come back to the front. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of your right leg. Take an inhale, arms come up, and exhale, fold over that leg. Let's take one more breath. And draw yourselves back up, extend the left leg. Draw the right leg in, take it over the top of the left. Hug that leg in with your left arm. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, twist, look over your right shoulder. Breathe. Take one more breath. And then come back to the front. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of your left leg. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, fold. And then draw yourselves up, come to a comfortable seat. Just take the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, pull the chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. This should feel really nice. Take one more breath. And release the arms. Take the left arm across the body and draw it in with your right arm. Drop that left shoulder down. And then take that left arm over, bring the right arm across. And bring that hand back through. Bring your hands into your lap. Let's just take a breath together. Inhale. And an audible exhale. Inhale. And an audible exhale. Thank you so much for moving with me today. If your shoulders are buzzing and on fire, you did great. If you're building onto forearm stand, as I am, keep showing up. It will start to progress over time. Each movement that you do, you are building strength. Even if you feel like you're not progressing, you are. So just keep working on the drills, keep going for it, keep using props like your wall, anything to help support you throughout this journey. It is a process and it's a very challenging one that I've always found really difficult, so you're not alone. We'll work on this together. Any comments, please let me know. Any questions, if you do have any questions at all, please let me know below and I'll see you again soon. Hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Take care. Bye.